You hop on the internet. It's the first place you go whenever you want to spew out your feelings. Enough is enough. Social media is not your diary. Oversharing your personal struggles on social media has a lot of potential risks and drawbacks. I said in that video, in my last podcast of the fear of being seen, that it's important to share from the scar and not the wound. Using discretion in choosing to share personal information that stems from trauma is very important, because from a timing perspective, you want to avoid sharing the things that you're going through in real time as you're going through them, because it can not only hinder your growth in many ways, but also there's no way that you were able to learn the lessons that you were supposed to learn from it. Now, the inspiration also of this topic came from as a case study, Tia Mowry, okay, and her decision to share her healing journey on social media during her divorce. Now, when I say share her healing journey, I mean she posted something on Twitter. I don't remember exactly when. I don't know if it was last year or early this year, where she was saying, "In my healing era." Now, what's interesting is Tia has posted a bunch of things on social media that have, quite interestingly enough, contradicted that she's actually healing. It seems like she's a little bit regressing, in the things that she's posting. It's giving very much, he hurt me, I'm upset, I'm acting out a little bit. She's oversharing on social media as she's going through something so traumatic. I mean, for the vast majority of time that we've known Tia, she has been in a relationship with this guy. And listen, not to get down on her, but is it not a lesson that this is what happens when you build a man like that? You see what I'm saying? She met him where? At the train station or the bus stop, and gave him fare to even get on that train, probably. I'm paraphrasing, but you're picking up what I'm laying down, aren't you? And he was homeless, literally living out of his car. And she was already a celebrity, and she decided to marry this man. And this man allegedly, if this is not confirmed, had the gall, and the audacity, because when they don't have anything else, you know what they're going to have? Audacity to want someone else or cheat on her with someone else, something of that nature, to clearly, that affected her so badly, where she clearly felt like the best decision was to ultimately get a divorce. And it's very obvious, and I'm not saying she should be, but it's very obvious that she's not over the situation. And so now, Tia deciding to share her healing journey after her divorce, right? There are two sides to this argument. There's the side on whether or not her transparency is beneficial for her, or is it in fact detrimental to her mental health? Because this case serves as a perfect example of the risks and drawbacks of how oversharing personal struggles on social media can actually hinder you. Because look, here I am talking to you about the things that she's been doing on social media, and the place that she's coming from is she doesn't seem healed. She seems very much affected by this divorce with her and Corey. She seems very much like she is a little, I don't even know if the correct word is jaded, but I will just use the word hurt to be, I guess politically correct. I will use that word, that she seems like she's very hurt by this divorce. And guess what? I mean, anyone would be too, right? You dug this man out of the trenches, and his way of paying you back was in cheating. And what does she have to do? She's probably going to have to pay this man alimony, because he doesn't have the ability to do it on his own. And she has a child with this person, and she's probably more than likely the breadwinner, because Corey, I believe, was also an actor at one point, but I couldn't tell you what I've seen the man in. So this just goes to show her going on Twitter, her going on Instagram and posting all these subs. I know you've seen it, and we all saw. Did anyone remember this? That when Tia first announced that she got divorced, or right before it, she posted a scene. Do you guys remember the show that she was on called The Game on BET, where she played Melanie and she was dating Darwin, and Darwin had cheated on her and had a baby on her? She posted that scene before, like the week before it came out that she was getting a divorce. She was already starting with the subliminals and the hidden messages of what's going on, you know? And it's just so interesting to me because this is how she's processing things. She's processing them in real time. And whether or not it feels cathartic for her, I personally find it to be very detrimental to her career in the sense where once this is all said and done and she looks back, let me tell you something. You will always regret saying more than saying less. So when some people like to jump to social media and go off on Facebook and do all this nonsense and carry on, in hindsight, everybody will laugh at you because you are the clown. You are the person with arguably you have the most to lose, but you're going off on this person. You're coming across as he hasn't said and uttered a word, not that he even should, but the point is he's going off, he's living his life, he's doing what he has to do, whatever that is, we don't really care. But the point is you have so much more to live for and so many other things to do that this is something that I feel like personally should be kept private. There's a lot of negative impact in oversharing on social media, including the risk of exposure and loss of privacy. Once you open up the floodgates, people now expect this from you because that is the standard that you have set for yourself. Like, remember back in the Facebook days where people would always be like, always be people that would overshare about their relationship status, or every other day you see so-and-so is in a relationship. Then you see they've broken up, and then you get to see all these people that are thumbs upping it and all these different things. And it's like, or you see people get into full blown arguments on like Facebook and Twitter and all these different places. It's like, then it gets nasty. It always gets nasty. No one fights fair these days. Like it is what it is. And people are going to expect that information from you. If you are someone that is used to setting the tone of exposing people and being so nasty, oh, you wait for your day. You wait for your day. And this has nothing to do with Tia, but you wait for your day because it will come where something's going to happen with you and someone's going to do that to you. It's called what goes around comes around. Whatever you sow, you're going to reap. That's what that's called. So you wait, because everybody has their day, and people that love trying to expose people and be vindictive and do all this nasty stuff to them, it's going to come back to them. It's going to come back to them tenfold. All right. When you set this standard for yourself, you're at risk for losing your privacy because now people feel entitled to your business. Tia, if you're going to be exposing and subliminally messaging your ex-husband the entire time when you're the one that left him too, on top of that, people are now going to expect now. You've made a spectacle out of your relationship. People are now going to, especially because Corey has no name. I'm not even trying to be rude, but he has no name. We are not checking on Corey. We don't even know his last name. Okay. Like I had to search to even find his name. That was one. So you're putting yourself in a position where now you're making a spectacle out of your relationship. What is your relationship status? Did you find anyone yet? Did you find someone better? Oh, if you found someone better, what is this man like? How is he in comparison to your ex-husband? Oh, girl, have you learned your lesson or not? Because now people are going to compare whoever you're going to be with to your ex to make sure they clock you in every move that you're making. Now you have what you call loss of privacy because you decided on a bad moment that you were going to continue to overshare on the internet. That is a lot of people's problems. You hop on the internet. It's the first place you go whenever you want to spew out your feelings. Enough is enough. You have to stop. Social media is not your diary. If you need therapy, go get it. You need to go to church, enter in. You need to go. Forsake not the assembly. All right? People who, whether you're in the public eye or you want to be, okay, celebrities, business owners, content creators, you need to always assess the risk of sharing trauma on an online sphere. Is it worth it to have your business out there? Because once this is over for you, the thing on the internet is that it never goes away and you will always relive these situations. Every single time, it's taking you back. It's taking you back. It's taking you back because things don't die on the internet. Why do you think you have all these people that were getting canceled like over the years, like since like 2019? People had nothing but time on their hands to go back to the tweets that people wrote in like 2009, and people were getting endorsements dropped, all these different things. And I'm not here to say whether or not it's justified or not. I'm just simply saying in general that people, when they have nothing but time on their hands, these are the activities that they're going to engage in. Let's go back in 2002 and see what the Jonas Brothers said at 6 p.m. on Twitter on Friday. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's what people do. Is it worth sharing your traumas online and having to relive it? Because once you move on, guess who doesn't? The internet. The internet is always there to remind you of your ex who completely sucks and who literally cheated on you with probably one of your subscribers and will not ever let you live that day down. Then once you get into a new relationship, they're comparing your current man to your ex and all these different things. They'll never let you live it down. This is why you don't engage. Misery loves company. People are going to speculate. As long as you're a human being and you're living on earth, people are going to speculate. As long as you have some sort of platform, people are going to speculate. And you know what I'm great at? Letting people speculate. I'm not here to confirm or deny rumors about me because you know why? I don't care. I move on with my life. I'm not here to clock every single thing that has ever been said about me. I'll never be able to sleep. I'll never be able to live it down because that's what people do when they're haters. What's a hater going to do? A hater's going to hate. That's what a hater's going to do. Okay. So what's my job? Because I'm not a hater. My job is to aspire to inspire. My job is to put out entertainment, educational, transformational content out there. That's my job to the collective. Okay. That's where I'm leading people through my example of living in faith. That's what I'm doing with my life. All right. Always assess this because it does not go away. You all of a sudden rebranded yourself. You've changed your life. And this is following you now because you had a bad moment. All right. You're always going to be that girl that was leave Britney alone. Like you're going to be Chris Crocker to it all. What is Chris Crocker even doing right now? Not trying to say anything negative about him, but remember that video? Like leave Britney alone. Like we don't know him as anyone else other than like leave Britney alone. Like that's all we know him as. He must have he had a very emotional moment. And I'm not saying that that's negative, but it's just for context that you will never be able to live certain things down. All right. And it's going to come back to you tenfold. All right. Oversharing can strain personal relationships and make them unnecessarily public. I'm going to say that again. Oversharing can strain personal relationships and make them unnecessarily public. One thing I can't stand, out of respect for what once was, you need to let private things be private things. When people decide to come to the internet and make their private friendships public, like you want to really call a spade, let's talk about Tati and James Charles. They are now, I'm sure, cordial friends, but we got dragged into that mess. I didn't even know who Tati was, okay? Tati, for those of you who don't know, Tati is a YouTuber on the platform. This is all public information. This is all factual. I'm not making any of this up. She decided to post a video to James Charles, which I will forever find to be odd in nature. You mean to tell me that you are real life friends with somebody and you thought the best way to reach them was to make a public video saying personal information about them, causing that person to lose millions of followers on their platform? If you truly thought that he needed help, why would you think posting a YouTube video about him would do so? But we now know that she was manipulated by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, allegedly. So anyways, I digress. She decided to post a video about her friend James Charles. People have speculated, oh, you were just posting an exposing video about James Charles because you're upset that he decided to promote a different hair vitamin as opposed to yours because Tati owns Sugar Bear Hair. vitamin, I believe. And James Charles was promoting another hair vitamin supplement, and she felt slighted by it, in addition to being allegedly coaxed by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star to essentially take James Charles down. Now, I'm not justifying any of James' actions or saying that he did not deserve anything. What I'm saying for context is, if you have a real relationship with somebody, why would you ever on God's green earth take it to the internet? What would you like? Because whether you realize it or not, what you want is sympathy. And I find that to be pathetic. If you have a real relationship with somebody, what on earth makes you think that hearing strangers on the internet just agree with you blindly, that that's going to make everything better for you? They don't know you. They don't know in real life. They don't know your true relationship with this person. So you just want sympathy points. And then what did it turn into? A big, nasty war. Only for Tati to years later make another video. This has completely sabotaged her YouTube career at that time. I don't know what she's doing now because I don't watch her, but it has completely wrecked her YouTube career, and it has made her completely invalidated and uncredible source. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you decide to take your personal business to the internet, because whatever is in the dark will always come to the light. And all the people that like to do a lot of yapping and they want to get in front of the storylines, those types of people, watch what comes out about them. Watch. Because one thing God don't do is play about his favorites. And guess who's one of them? Me. Okay? So just know, I feel like God is in a season of he does the exposing. Let's leave the exposing up to him. But like I said, in the example of Tati and James, Tati came back years later making an apology video to James, feeling bad for what she did. And I do think that was right. But still, no one believes anything you say anymore. You were going just as hard as saying this person was a bad person. Now you're saying, oh, you were manipulated by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. You were not credible anymore. That's it. So she spent thousands, hundreds of thousands on legal fees. She's had to downsize her house. She's had to literally downsize her entire way of living because of the drama that ensued over the lawsuits and them trying to get defamation suits over one another. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars gone down the drain. And guess who won? Nobody. That's it. Do not make your personal relationships, platonic and romantic, public. Do not ever do that, because one day you will get over it and the internet won't. Oversharing. Oversharing can lead to triggers, re-traumatization, and victimization. Which is obvious in Tia Mowry's case, considering how defensive she's actually been in instances of public announcements and back and forth with fans. So for instance, Tia posted on her Instagram, okay, she has a caption that says, "A word from me," in caps, "since narratives are being made without my consent. Hear it here and only here. Just because the dating life is complicated doesn't mean I'm going back to something that no longer served me." That's like implementing, if I don't book an audition or a part as an actor right away, I'm going to give up on my dreams. Please just stop. I ain't that weak. Please move on, because I have. Thank you. Next. So she had a back and forth with one of her fans, and I'm literally laughing right now. So somebody was saying, like, that's an emotional response. Stay grounded, love. So Tia responds by saying, "No, boo boo. This is my response to stop narratives being said about me, like you. Don't speak on my behalf. Thank you. You are not me. So just stop, please." So then someone else wrote, "That's a lot to say, especially at 6 a.m. I would never address this publicly, and I know we all handle things in our own way, but god dog, I would be focused on my own life, too focused on my own life and kids to comment on my ex-husband and their father." So then Tia then writes, "Boo boo, I'm in Europe traveling the world, so it ain't 6 a.m. Also, you ain't me either. So I think it's best to stop projecting your life onto mine. Focus on you, not me. Next. Like, yeah, guys, like Tia's going, she's going back and forth. This girl writes, oh, by the way, I'm not projecting. I have 2 children and I'm happily married, but I would never post anything like that online because of my children. I wish you nothing but the best, Tia. Tia then responds, also, no one is creating narratives on you. I don't think you're famous last time I checked, so you don't have to speak your truth. I do. Oh my God. Going back and forth. This girl literally goes, if you feel the need to speak your truth, do what you do. But you can't expect everyone to applaud and agree with you on your posts, fan or not. At the end of the day, I'm still a fan and always will be. You are a freaking icon. And I think IMY. I don't know what that means. Apologies for offending you. So then Tia writes, not tweeting for your applause, boo, tweeting for me. Thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just giving, like, she's a little new to this, you know what I mean? Like, and then she's saying, I'm no longer allowing the lies and the blogs creating false information. I create the narrative, not for your clickbait. If you don't hear from me, it's all lies. And it's like, Tia, listen, I am nowhere comparing myself to you because I do not receive a third or even a quarter of the hate that you do on the internet. Thank God. Okay. I honestly don't. But you cannot possibly go after every single thing. Let me tell you something. I have been through the ringer. I've had the most audacious, fabricated, insane lies said about me for years. And I've never corrected one of them. I never felt the need to be like, public announcement. This is all lies. Don't believe a single thing. I let it just happen. It sucked. It was not fun. It really wasn't. But especially on that scale, you cannot possibly go after and correct every single person that's saying something about you. You're going to be a miserable person. Okay? You're going to be very defensive. You're not going to be pleasant to be around because you're always feeling like you're on defense mode. All right? You need to learn to heal in silence. That's where you're able to be truly introspective and you're truly able to gain wisdom, removing the noise. All right? Practice discretion and self-reflection when sharing personal experiences on social media. Again, you want to share from the scar and not the wound. All right? And some people are perpetual victims, so it never even gets to scar. They're just constantly sharing from the wound. No matter how much time has elapsed, they are in victim mentality. People that are in victim mentality only share from wounds. They do not share from scars. In that case, time does not matter, does not factor in. Because at the end of the day, it is not time heals all. It is what you do with the time that's going to heal all. All right? Oversharing can hinder your healing process and promote unhealthy coping mechanisms, especially considering whatever the more juicy is, thing that you're sharing. Do you want to live a life like the Kardashians? Their life is built on exploiting their lives. That's just the reality of the situation. And that's why, as a result, Khloe Kardashian handles things the way that she does. I mean, she's very active on Snapchat, by the way. She really is. But look at how they live their lives. Their brand is built on exploiting their lives. And they have probably become slightly immune to it because we hear so many crazy things about them. We're kind of desensitized to it. But that's not the vast majority of the world. All right? Then the more, juicy you're sharing, juicier whatever it is that you're sharing, the more it has a chance of being seen and going viral, right? Now you're posting out of this attention that you're receiving, and then it turns into toxic validation where it's like, whoa, so-and-so just pissed me off. If I post a video about it and I'm all fired up, now I'm going to get views and now I can really make money and I could get to express my anger. Kudos to you. Wow. Look at you. You're a winning loser? Yeah, exactly that. It's an oxymoron. You're exactly that. There needs to be time set aside to take time to heal and process your emotional trauma before sharing it with the world. And sometimes there will be things that you will experience that are not necessarily even necessary for you to even share. All right? Practice having self-care and finding healthier outlets for your emotional expression. If you want to talk it out, talk to a therapist. Get an unbiased opinion if you want to be heard that bad. Because let me tell you something. If the only way that you feel good is by exposing people on the internet, you have a problem. You are not healthy by any stretch of imagination. You are not a healthy person. If the only solution for you is I must run to Facebook to talk about this, I must start a war on Twitter about this, I must run to TikTok and expose people, and people are going to find out who it is too. That's what really is extra sickening too. People think that they're doing something by like, at least I didn't say their name, like, because you think you're a good person. You think you're a good person because you just didn't say their name. Everybody knows who you're talking about. You are being pathetic. You have to stop. Stop trying to find a little nook and cranny to make yourself feel good about yourself. You're not a good person. You're not. At that rate, you are in fact not a good person. All right? You have to figure out a healthier outlet so you can release your anger. You know why? There's going to be plenty more experiences and circumstances that happen to you in life where people are going to make you upset. Things are not going to go the way as planned. And what are you going to do? 50 years old, you're hopping on TikTok, you're hopping on YouTube or whatever. You're making videos and content about people that have upset you in life. Grow up. All right? Now, I want you guys to really think about your motivations of why you share what you share on social media and learn to practice discretion, even as it pertains to some people oversharing things in a braggadocious way, okay? You know how many times I get sent things? I get sent flowers, like all these different gifts, whatever it is, doesn't even matter. I don't feel the need to post it every single time I get it. Hey, I post it here and there whenever I get things, or if I get sent something by a brand. But like my normal lifestyle, I don't feel the need to always post. And I understand like I'm on social media, so you have to show certain things, but that's just not really who I am at my core. And like I said, find your what is your motivation behind posting things? You can tell when someone's doing it because it's their job, maybe someone like me or someone else on the platform, but then you see other people, it's not their job. They're just posting a lifestyle. We don't know what you really do. And if A plus B doesn't equal C, then what is it? You know what I mean? We don't know what you do, but you're living lavish. You're posting all these different things. What is your motivation? Then you're the same person to post things like the Fed's watching. Ooh, they always got their eye on you. Oh, haters gonna hate. No one, you're like trying to make haters. Like it's kind of weird. Are you guys, let me know in the comment section down below if you know people like that, where it's like they want to create a fan base by the stuff that they post because they want to think people are hating on them so bad. It's like enough. All right. I want to remind you guys that healing is a personal journey and it requires time and it requires patience. It requires introspection. And it is so important for us to realize this, that we have to heal in silence, that not everything we experience has to be shared with the world. Not every single moment has to be shared with the world. Exposing people does not make you a good person unless someone is like running some like scheme and scam. But like your regular run of the mill friendship separations and romantic separations, unless someone was like abusing you and like they're still going on, then is different in a romantic, sense. But like really be mindful of what you're doing to others. Don't do to other people what they're always doing to you. Just don't. Because anytime you want to get even, there's no such thing. You have to get lower than that person in order to get back at them. And that's not anyone on my platform. Do you think, this is what I want you guys to answer for me in the comment section down below. Do you think that it's beneficial or detrimental to share personal struggles on social media? Why or why not? Have you ever witnessed or experienced the negative consequences of oversharing personal struggles on social media? And of course, let me know what else you guys want to see in the comment section down below. And I'm going to leave you guys with this, right? Someone commented on that thing that Tia wrote where she was saying a word from me since the narratives are being made, where people in their comment section were saying, get off the internet and heal. Okay, how embarrassing. And then someone else wrote, stop doing interviews and talking about it. Tia has been divorced. We have not heard a word from Corey, right? Literally at all. And she is still carrying on, bringing life to this, holding on to something that she let go of, allegedly, and she keeps bringing life force back into it. Someone else wrote, if you moved on, that's great. Why keep talking about it? If you moved on, that's great. Why keep talking about it? Ask yourself that the next time you think about posting something on the internet where you're oversharing. Okay. Don't let that become your standard where people begin to expect these types of things from you. So, with that being said, angels, thank you so much for listening, for taking time to tune into Quality Queen Control. With that being said, do not forget that I love you and God loves you. And I'll speak to you, beautiful angels, in my next podcast episode. Mwah.